Alright, hello, stargazers. Welcome in, welcome in. How is everybody doing today? Hello, Johnny Virgil. Hello, Janu. Hello, Babylon. Hello, KLMX. Hello, MG. Hello, Sime0. Hello, Vessa. Meow Meow 2, Revenge of Meow Meow. Hello, Dark Turtle Knight. Hello, Catch. Hello, Kisakai. Hello, Arknight. Hello, Willow. Hello, Dao. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, 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 Blood Suli. I hope you are all having a good day today. Hello, hello. Hello, Artemis. What is the program for today? I got very confused. I was originally just going to sketch out one operator, and then I took this as a challenge. So we'll see how this goes. I really don't know. I had the idea in my head. I did a pre-sketch just because it would be really, really hard to do on stream and figure it all out otherwise. We're gonna see how it goes. I want to practice a faster, looser style that I sometimes see people post in the images channel, and we'll see how it goes. Gryle, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. So yeah, I'm curious how it'll go. I've seen some people do some really rough drawings, and I'm curious how it'll go. Can start learn about Pepe name. I already know, it's crazy and unpronounceable. You believe in Bakalek? Okay. Artemis has good news. Assuming the paperwork went through, you finally got a placement today. What does that mean? Placement. Placement. I was curious about that. I saw you mention that earlier, and I'm like, what does that mean, placement? Is that like a promotion? Is that like a... What is that? Alright. Let's see here. Let's jump over. I'll show you the sketch that we currently have. And I think I need to refine the sketch just a tiny bit more, but I'm pretty much almost at the point where I'm just gonna start painting over it. Basically, I'm being rented out to a government agency to get their ducks in a row. Oh yeah, I kind of figured Vessa would need that. I'm sorry, it was no hate to anybody, it was right there. It was right there. Vessa's gonna kill me. I did not expect you to get revenge for the Bakalek comment so fast. It was given to me on a silver platter. How could I not? Alright, let me, this is okay. Let me shift this just a tiny bit here. Some parts are still a little off. Just do that real quick. Okay. Yeah, we'll see how, okay, we'll see how it goes. We will jump in here, and curious what you guys think so far. This is what we currently have, based on comments that I was seeing in the Discord. So it's general enough, it's got everybody included, and I think I was able to capture what their emotions would be. I wasn't 100% sure with Pepe. Thank you, Zengetsu, for the pin. Hope you are doing well. Thank you, thank you. Alright. I'm not entirely sure if it's accurate, but, like, I feel like it would be. Arknights' idea came to reality. He will be so pleased. You got it for Pepe? Awesome! I kind of felt like that would make sense, based on her design and everything like that. I feel like this would make, more or less sense. I think I'm pretty much at the point where I can probably just start, like, coloring and then doing paintovers with details that I need to correct. You know what I was always asking myself? How is it decided who gets a specific birthday? There are thematic ones like Amiya and the Suis, But for the regular folks, do they take development team birthdays? I don't know. I'm hoping the cake is big enough to split. I wasn't really sure what to do with the cake, to be honest, so if you guys have input on the cake design, it's like pretty much not anything at the moment. I'm not Bewa. I don't know how to design cakes. Probably should add like some sort of icing details so that I don't know. Maybe that looks a little bit better. Now I was gonna have a flower here to prop up the happy birthday sign, except it kind of doesn't really work over here. You'll do it like that. Wait. Oh shoot. Are your... Okay, no. Good. Making sure that's not in the same vein. Strawberry shortcake? I usually default to strawberry-styled cakes because it's a very easy way to just sort of add volume. An ankh, a lighthouse, and a paintbrush for decoration. I could try. Could probably add a lighthouse here. That would be too confusing. I'm not sure. My gosh, I don't remember what a lighthouse looks like on top of my head. Can we add fish to the cake? Rock candy at the base for gems? Okay. Oh, probably should I bounce it over? I could do that instead of the strawberries. I could do, like, gemstones. Maybe. Maybe that makes sense. Gemstones, lighthouse. I have a flower here. Kind of have, like, the dripping could sort of be, like, for deep color in a way. Maybe a paintbrush? Maybe, what would fit? Question, will Deep Color's tentacle summon get a piece as well? I don't know. On can go on the side of the cake, there isn't too much on top. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it would just be like... How would you put it on the side? Maybe we'll have like some sort of detail here and prop it up. I don't really know. I'm trying to think of where it would go, but... it doesn't really fit nicely. Replace the hands holding the cake with Deep Color's tentacles? No! I worked hard on those hands! That's the one thing I will not do! I worked hard on those hands! Let me see here. Maybe I could do, like... I'm trying to think if I can do paintbrush or something here. Like, maybe an ankh and a paintbrush? Does that make sense? Or is that, like, too out of the way-ish? I don't know. It seems a little disjointed, but it's probably okay, right? It might be slightly disjointed. I'm trying to think. Maybe like a paint palette? Maybe... I'm trying to think what else would work. I have like maybe something here just so it balances visually a little bit better. I feel like the dripping works. Kind of feels that way. I mean, that probably works fine, right? And I'll do a few little tiny gemstones over here to sort of break up the piece and associate it. So I can match it this direction. This matches this direction. Lighthouse is pretty large, so... we think of that. And then I'll make these a little bit larger just so they take up more of the space. And I can make this blue. Maybe blue poison helped out with it. Maybe something like that. Mr. Jordy won't eat his birthday cake. Instead, give it to Mr. Carmen and Irene. What? No, what? I did kind of want him to feel, like, astonished. I hope that kind of comes across. Like, just not used to that kind of vibe, I guess. Trying to make sure that this feels right. Yeah, that's fine. Blue works for both deep color and Jordy, plus contrast with Pepe's yellow. There we go, awesome. Alright. I think... Am I at the point where I can just, like, throw in color? Maybe? Also have to remember deep colors glasses here. Kinda hard to make it outward, but... There we go, something like that. Maybe her... I didn't really, like, draw in her eyes, I kinda just, like, approximated it, so... Maybe I need to, like, actually draw those in. Maybe something like that. That looks a little bit more polished. And Pepe, I think I spent the least amount of time on, so I probably need to give her a little bit more TLC before I start drawing in. Because I was running out of time for her. We kind of got, like, thick over jacket. Hopefully that helps the lighthouse stand out a little better. I'm gonna have to look up a random lighthouse. I just kind of went with what I remember in my head. Please do not put Pepe on the learning channel. She deserves better. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna have to redo those hands. I have reference for those hands, but not at the moment. Alright, that's a little bit better. Do something there. Probably should figure out our hands before we move on, now that I think about it. Okay. Hands are a little messed up here. Try to do that again. Alright, that's better. That looks better. And I'm gonna be a bit lazy here. Because we're just doing it really quick, really just trying to get the idea down, so. Work smarter, not harder. Did I draw that on one? I probably did, didn't I? Did I do all of that on the wrong layer? I sure did. Okay, fair enough. That's my fault then. Come on. Alright, and have to redraw that part. I drew that on the background layer by accident. Because that would happen, you know? Alright. Here. Better. And then she's got kind of a lace top of sorts. We'll figure that out. Do a bunch of paint over here. Does she have 2 layers of her jacket? How does that work? She's got the lotus here. I think it's a lotus, right? And then this has 2 layers? She has her hood and then she has the ears? This is interesting. And I'm not entirely sure how it goes, so I'm just gonna make it simple on myself here. She has the hair coming in from the side. And I'm having a little bit of a hard time discerning what I'm drawing. So many layers on top of each other. Snards 96 here today. Please send rain magic, I'm begging you. I don't really think I'm gonna be able to do that today. It's not so much better over here, to be honest. Congrats, it's now on you. Oh dear. Alright, and then I'm not gonna, like, spend forever trying to figure out this design, but let me just sort of approximate it. So I know that I'm doing the right direction here. Alright, and then I'll do that more detailed later. But more or less like that. And I'll make this go down a little lower, so it's not so gravity defying. Something like that. Okay, that probably feels a little bit better than what we had earlier. Still can't quite see what's going on with the jacket, but that's okay. Something like that. Probably has like a tiny bit peeking out of the other part of her dress. Or I might just leave that alone so that things don't get so hard to see. We'll see. Alright. Deep color? I think deep color is okay for the most part. Deep color has like a bunch of patterning here, but I can do that later. Just gonna sort of remind myself there. Lots of patterning in, actually. An absurd amount of patterning. Why do you have so much patterning? Alright. Clean that up just a little bit. There we go. And I'm really not sure what to do about this part. There's kind of a lot of visual noise here. Alright. Maybe have this piece coming out like that? I guess that works. And then we'll have one of those areas sticking out here. As long as it just kind of gets the right idea down, right? And then this is her scarf. So that takes up like a huge amount of space. And then she has a shoulder here. And she does have a... Oh, okay. And then she has the collar of the jacket, which we did not have earlier. Okay. Which also has a little triangle loop hook thing. Why do we have so many of these? Alright. Not my favorite look in silhouette, but that's okay. Alright, that's fine. This is fine. Alright, let me... This feels awkward. I think it needs to be a little bit more shapely. I need to exaggerate it a little. That's a little bit better. And this is facing the wrong direction. So we'll try something like this. Even though that kind of looks like it's the same thing. Oh, because they're both in the wrong direction, that's why. Both of them are not... Alright, both of them are supposed to face inward. I really do feel like I'm drawing Ina now. And because this is now too large, we have to move this around. And try to match it. These are not easy. That a little bit better? Let me go back here. Yeah. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Not really sure why it's better, but it just feels better. Okay. We'll leave that. I think that's fine. Lumen? Lumen has a ton of different layers. A ton of different layers. And I think for the most part, I'm just gonna try painting them over, but I'll try defining some that I think I will have struggles with. So this part here, the parts near the neck especially, right? Any part that's really gonna show up. Like, where your eye would be. Or where your eye would focus, I should say. This is a little tricky. And he has so many of these layers, so I'm really gonna have to just... I'm gonna try to do that technique that I see other artists do, where I just really abstract it at that point, because it's just way too confusing otherwise. So there's like a part here. There's a lot of different directions that this is going. It's really hard to follow. So at that point, you might as well just abstract it. Or you drive yourself crazy, because there's way too much detail. And this is something I am slowly learning. Not usually good at doing that, but I think I kind of need to for my own sanity. This is a very complex overlay design. He's part of his ripped shirt hanging out. You see how fast I'm trying to just throw this in because of how overlappy it is? Probably something like that. Not going too wild. And I'll just have to approximate where the colors are, I think. And then this thing goes really far down. This sort of fishtail jabot. And I'll probably have to redo that as well because there's a lot to it. Probably just have to do a lot of paint over with it. But it gets the idea. Alright. He has a compass and a spyglass here. We'll just add that in really fast. I think it's hanging on the belt. All right, a little bit more added detail, a little bit easier to understand. All right. Run that in one more time. Trying to figure out where his shoulder is. I can't really figure out what this part is, but alright, good enough, right? You kind of just get the idea, sort of. It's basically there. Alright. Is there any other element that I should further refine before we just start throwing in color? Or are we pretty much okay? I'm just adding Pepe's little tail charms here. Maybe I'll make it, like, I'm trying to not make it look like it's coming out of Deep Color's head, but maybe like this? Does that work better? Can't tell if that works. I can't tell if that's better or worse. Can't tell if that makes it more or less busy. I was trying to balance the composition. Maybe this at least helps it look more like the tail belongs to her and not Deep Color. I'll make this maybe a little bit larger, more exaggerated. Hello, Airtane. Welcome in, welcome in. Alright. Something like that. Is there anything else I'm missing? Also, I intentionally put in the ceiling line because I feel like without it, it just feels a little too empty. So I added a quick ceiling line just to try to sort of balance it. Alright. Something like that I think is good. Okay. I'm hoping that after I figure out the colors and everything, you'll be able to read the happy birthday part here or, easier. But, okay, let's jump in with color then. I'm gonna see if I can do this in the kind of quickly drawn. I'm looking at, like, some of the examples that have been sent. I'm trying to see if I can learn to do this. Okay. I'm looking at the Haruka one in particular. Rough and color over it. Okay. I guess we'll just do them each on their own layer. Probably best. Let me see how I want to do this. Move these out of the way. Alright, let's try grabbing these three. See if this works. Good enough, we'll take it. Alright, we'll just do that so that I don't have to worry too much about... Oop, that is our thumbnail. Let me save this. Maybe what we should do is we should just, like, throw in the largest base color. Oh, come on. There we go. So let's... How do we want to do this? We'll make a folder here. We'll say lumen color. And I'll just quickly throw in a rough there. That works. We're just gonna try to see what we can get done. Bye-bye. I'm just sort of quickly going around here. Totally forgot where I was. Forgot her tail. Alright. Nice thing about birthday pictures is that you can do a lot with the coloring. Not the coloring, the light and shadow. You can do a lot with the light and shadow, so maybe we can do something nice there. And I'm just gonna fade it to black because I don't really want to worry about, like, what's here or whatever. Maybe I'll just do a table, I don't know. I don't want to just abruptly cut it. So I'll see later what works best for that. Let's just grab this purple so it's easy to see. Deep color, color. That's what I'm naming the layer. Deep color, color. Amazing. Remember, there's a lighthouse there. I'm looking at Pepe's hat and all I can see is, oh! I mean, isn't that kind of the original too? Deep color squared. Alright. And then I'll say hands, color, cake, etc., etc. We'll do it like this. Again, I'm gonna have to remember what a lighthouse looks like. Alright, like this, maybe. Okay. Alright, that is more or less our initial layout. I'll probably have to do, like, some tweaks here, because this looks like a really awkward tangent. But for now, I think we're okay. I might just... Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna leave it for now. We'll fix it later. We'll do paint over. We're gonna save this. And I think our next best step also is we need to color the background. At least something lighter so I can see where the border is. And then we'll do, we're gonna do where the light is. Where do we want the light to be? Let's do it, like... There's no candles on the cake. So it's not gonna have, like, super dramatic lighting, I guess. It's probably still daytime. It's probably not, like... I don't have any candles, because there's no way to get a good number for that. So I'm just gonna have a generic cake, but now I'm trying to figure out what the lighting needs to be. Let me see here. Birthday cake. Birthday party? What would I even... Birthday cake... Kid party? I'm trying to find a group of people with a cake. It's not easy. Oh, no, this is not easy lighting. Everything relies on candles. If it doesn't rely on candles, then it's just, basic indoor light. And that's not good. That's not helpful. Alright, forgot that. Okay. In that case, I'll just work with what I have, I guess. Just try to do what I can best do for it. We'll see how it looks. If it needs adjustment, we can always adjust it. We'll do something like that. Trying to figure out how to add, like, top light, I guess. This is all an experiment. Never really done, haven't really done a piece like this yet, so this is all very experimental. Where is my light source? That's a great question. Alright, let me... maybe try to do something like that? Or figure out the light source this way? It's like half light, half... like that. It's gonna be facing the light. Lighthouse light source. That would be difficult. That would be really difficult. It's a really funny idea, but that would be so difficult. That's a very good idea, though, I have to say. Really good idea. I just don't know how to do it. That is indeed very clever, though. Maybe like this? Figure out how to do the gemstones later? Certainly helps brighten the room a bit. We'll go with that for now. Until I figure out what I'm doing correctly. Something like that. The lighting really shows how absurdly big Pepe's hood is. Alright. Let's get all the base colors in. Let's get all the base colors in here. It's kind of like a bluish gray. Make that a little darker. I do like having some pieces that don't have like any of my attributes so that they can be more generic for anyone. Alright. Plate here. What did we say we wanted this to be? Like, maybe a deep blue with a... You want it to be light blue with dark frosting, or dark with light frosting? Trying to see here. We either do this, or we could go the other way and make it the lighter one. We can make this, like, really light. And then we can make this, like, the deep blue. I don't know. Do you guys have a preference? I would have figured sandy color base cake with blue frosting. To do like ocean? Like this? If I'm understanding correctly? Or you mean like... I'm a little confused, I think. That? Hint of desert for Pepe, okay. So like... maybe like this. More beach-like. Well, if I'm gonna do beach-like, then I probably should have designed it differently, because I would have done it half and half. Not really sure how that would work now. I would have done it half and half, as if it was like a real... Because now it doesn't really split realistically. If you do an ocean cake, it's usually done like this. You can do it along the bottom, but the lighthouses then in... I don't think we want the lighthouse in the ocean. I don't think we want to give... I don't think we want to paint that image in anyone's mind. So maybe we'll do it like this? I think the lighthouse probably needs to be on land. I just realized. We could do it like... I'm trying to think what works. Ah! Maybe I don't want this type of design. I don't know. Let me think. Alright, let me look up a beach cake. See if we have any good ideas for doing that. Or at least be able to see the side of it. Okay, wait, what if I do that? Oh shoot, what layer am I painting? Oh, I'm just painting right over the line art. Okay, you know what? Fine. Whatever. Huh. A lot of people just do the base around it in one solid color. Well, that's kind of cute. Janu! I'm trying not to do that! Oh my god. Oh god. Alright, you know what? We're gonna make this whole thing here. We're gonna do it like this. I need to stop painting on the wrong layer. Alright. We'll do it like this. Lots of land. All the land. All necessary land. We'll do it like this. How's this? How about this? Does that feel a little bit better? Less, morbid? Does this seem less morbid? Not so much directed at you, Star, more so because some people in chat seem to want that. An island. I guess so. I don't know. Could work, right? Make like a nice little pattern design here or something along the edge. Could look good. Make like a nice transition here. I was just thinking vanilla cake. That would make my life easier, wouldn't it? I was trying to do the dripping because I thought it was very, like, deep color coded. Wow, who would have thought that when you try to make a cake to please everybody, you please nobody? How about like this? And then we'll make this a little bit brighter, sunnier, happier. Maybe something like that. That could look kind of cool, right? I forget what a lighthouse looks like. There we go. It's also very different from the lighthouse. It looks nice though. The little wave lines kind of remind me of Wind Waker. Oh, that's a good point. That's cool. Must be trippy for them how the cake just changes shape and frosting. Depending on Doctor's mood at the moment. That would be an interesting talent. That's why most of them look dumbfounded. We'll go generic. We'll go generic. Why did I wait? Do they spiral in an angle or not at an angle? I guess it depends on that lighthouse. Okay, fair enough. I'm seeing some that are red and some that are... I'm seeing some that are red and white and some that are black and white. I don't know which is considered more iconic. I could have sworn that it spiraled. Confusing. I could have sworn it was red and spiraled. And the ones I'm seeing here are red and striped and black and spiraled. Huh. I don't know what's considered more iconic. I don't know. If you guys think of a lighthouse, do you think of it being red and white or black and white? Only a spiral if a barber lives there. I completely forget what the colors of the gems are supposed to be. Red and white comes to mind? That's what I thought. That's what I figured. I'm going crazy here. So apparently it would be like this. Ah! Did I paint over that? I sure dang did. Oh well. Okay. How far away did I paint this? Cool. Just do it this way. There we go. There. That works. I think the gems need to be moved around a little, so they don't look so random and clashy. I think the spiral comes from the staircase they have inside. No, if you look it up, there's black ones that are spiraled. That's where I got confused. Alright. Try that. Try a flower here. More or less working, right? More or less. Not even sure if I remembered what an Ankh looks like. I'll have to look that up later. Something like that. We can do a lot of paint over too if we have to. It feels very messy. But that's okay. Maybe I'll make this in white or something. I'll figure it out later. Cross with the circle is directly connected to the T, no neck. It's a teardrop circle. Alright. What did I get wrong? Okay, needs to be a little bit thinner. Or wider, or whatever you would want to call that. More or less. Almost had it. There we go. YouTube has chosen your stream for me tonight, which is weird because I never get to see lives in my recommended. Hello, bread but without butter. Hello, welcome in. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a good day today. Thank you very much for joining stream. I appreciate it greatly. Hope you're having a nice day. Alright, I think we got the Ankh done. Let me try... Let's add in Pepe's color, because I need to see how it goes against the, how this is going to go against the cake. Because it might be really clashy, and we might have to keep changing things. I'm not really sure yet. But let's see here. We'll do it like this. Having her skin tone here. North Carolina lighthouses are black and white and spiraled. Who would have thought? Really? I did not know that. Wait, is it specific to that region? I was just randomly looking it up. I have no idea. It'd be weird if it was a regional thing. I don't know. The ones I know, I thought were red. Oh, let's get her back piece here. Probably help if I had this, like, on a different screen so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Doing the big smart and taking their colors straight from the sauce, big brain. I have to, otherwise I would go crazy. I mean, I could just, like, you know, I could just grab it, as I see it, but I also know that it would take, like, a long time trying to figure it out if I was constantly making it up. I can do it a little bit, like, if there's a whitish gray, I can just grab that. But other than that, I'm like, wait, is that how her hoodie looks? Hang on a sec. Need to look up other art of her. I typed in paper. Great. No, not the stupid meme! Oh my gosh! Arknights! Oh, okay, it's lighting. It's a lighting thing. God. It's a lighting situation. I could not tell at all. Alright. Also, it's only one layer? What the heck? Wait. Wait, this makes no sense to me. Hang on. Why? Am I going crazy? Why does it look like... Is there a double layer or not? I don't get it. The GIF shows one layer. But there's art, which is there like a concept art page? I can't break this down in my head. The chibi only shows one layer. The heck am I looking at here? Okay, you guys tell me. Doesn't this look like 2 layers? This looks like an overlayer, doesn't it? Is there a concept art page? Hang on a sec. There is a concept art page. Let me see if this is large enough for me to see. Early design. That does not help me! Early design doesn't help. Nami, which is it? Does she have 1 layer or 2? This is so confusing to me. Hang on. She's got... No, I genuinely can't tell what this is. Can you tag Nami? It's of utmost importance. Alright, let me see if... Is the E2 clearer? The E2 is like less clear. This is ridiculous. Look at this. Look, this is like. All right, I'm just gonna crop it here so you can see. I mean, I guess it's 1, but this lighting does not help. Oh my gosh. Alright, is there any other info we have that can help us? The chibi shows it as 1. Is there just like a... This is bothering me. I see it's 1 on the chibi, but then why does it look so distinctly like 2 here? Like, you can't have a shadow if it's not 2. You can't have a shadow like that. Do we flip a coin? Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna look up how... I'm just gonna look up her birthday art that she did. That's with the skin, that doesn't help. Alright. Pepe, Nami, Arknights. See if this helps. Because obviously she's done tons of fan art, so... I guess it's all 1. And no, don't worry, I'm not gonna look up any, like, CGs or anything. I'm just trying to look for fan art. I swear. Schrodinger's fabric layer. I guess it only makes sense if it's 1, but... And the rest is all fan art by other people. Alright. We're just gonna go with 1, I guess. I'm afraid that everything else is CG, so I don't want to click those. Think I found something? Let me send it, but it's low quality? That's okay. Sure, why not? We'll just try our best here. Oh yeah, no, that's the concept art I was saying earlier. But it doesn't indicate. I guess it's 1. I guess it's 1. We're gonna go with 1. I'm spending too long trying to figure this out. But anyway, this should all be black. And I guess not have those variations in lines that I drew in. So we're just gonna simplify that, I suppose. And we're just gonna do this and move on with our lives because, oh my god. Good enough! Okay, thank you, Stockler and Siam Zero, I appreciate you both. Alright. I need to grab the color again, because I don't know what I'm doing with the color. It needs to be more of a gray. Alright, we'll try this needs to be darker. We'll try this. We'll try this. I don't want it to look brown. It's at least supposed to be charcoal. Losing time! I was supposed to be making this simple. Alright. I see, I still have not figured out how to make simple design. Good enough. Probably should paint over this later, but we'll do it now, just to get our bearings, I guess. And then we'll add in the lighting. I get it, it's the indented area? I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question it anymore. I'm not gonna question anymore. I'm losing time. I'm spending way too long trying to figure this out. Alright. Good enough. Good enough, good enough, good enough. I'm gonna have to do so much paint over, it's not even funny. She's got blue eyes. Just got this, like, we'll fix that. Tail? Tail is hair color, okay. Lost a color. Eye whites. Good. Moving on. And this thing. I can't even see that. I'm gonna have to draw that in later. Okay. Deep color. Deep color. With your bajillion colors. It's okay, you know what? We're gonna start off with basic white. Use a darker color here that I can actually see. Grab your skin tone here. And keyhole design. Okay, what else? What else? Oh, wait. Is that attached? Why is nothing simple? What? Why does your sprite not even look like your art? What? Am I going crazy? Wait. Hang on a sec. I was trying to figure out if the, hang on. Hang on. I was trying to figure out if, this thing was, like, on her sleeve or something. This little slime dude. And now I'm like, wait, why does your chibi not at all match your art? Your regular- what? Why does this not match? Early character shenanigans? Kill me. It doesn't match! What is this? It's like... what? No, wait, that's a sketchbook! Wait, okay, wait, this is a sketchbook! This is so hard to make out. Oh my gosh, please. This is... okay. Wait a minute. Wait, this is so hard to see. This is the sleeve, then. And this is a sketchbook. Which is also being covered up by the scarf. Oh my god. That's so hard to tell! Alright, in that case, that is part of her sleeve. Dang it! I see where you got confused. I got very confused. Okay. No, it is the same, it just didn't look like it was. At all. Okay, so in that case, we have to draw in a little friend here, I guess. And I'm gonna have to paint that over too, I suppose. Upside down. This is just like an accessory, a detail. I don't know what it is, but it's there. And if it's there, we have to draw it. So there you go. That is so distracting. But there you go. Alright. Let's get that extremely bright neon yellow. To add in here and sear my eyes. I thought this was gonna be so much fun. Alright, this is supposed to be red. And I can't see what this is, so I'm just gonna assume that it's, I'm just gonna assume it's all the scarf. As long as we can just get her to kind of look like herself, then that's a win, right? As long as we know who it is, that's fine. And then we'll grab the super dark dress here. Barely make out what I'm seeing here. Like, more or less, kind of like this. Very hard to see. We'll go with this. Alright. And this piece here. Okay. As long as it looks, you know, looks close enough, right? I'll just have to do— oh my god, no. No, I don't— alright, we're gonna do this real fast. I do not want to spend too much time on this detail. Heck no. Some of you guys are not very fan art friendly. Alright. We'll do that to separate it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Next time we'll have a pajama party. No fancy complicated clothes there. There you go. We'll do that. That feels like a very Golden Glow thing. Maybe I'm thinking of collab merch or something. I don't know. Okay. Okay, and we're just gonna very quickly add this piece here and worry about the details of that later. Cool. Good job, honestly. That's definitely her. Good! That's all we need, right? That's all we need. Alright. I'm just gonna make this a little bit darker, because I think it's a slightly darker base. And then there's a tiny bit— I'm gonna have to paint that over, but there's a little detail there too. I guess that's why their designs are qualified for Arknights. Should make a new outfit that isn't fan art friendly. What do you mean by that? Alright. Lumen! Lumen's gonna be the roughest. Because I already knew going in that I just wanted to really, really just try to get the general base for Lumen. You've got so many different colors going on, so many different shades, that we're just gonna go really fast here. See, you know, despite popular belief, I do actually want to learn to work more efficiently. Just gonna make that really thrown in here. Lumen, the man wearing an undiscernible number of shirt layers. Yes. Fitting how the BGM changes. I know, right? I don't know why, but I really love your voice for Lumen. Really? I'm surprised, considering that I'm not great at it. I can't really do a Iberian accent very well. So I'm surprised, but thank you. Alright. Try to make this a little bit darker here. Oh shoot, was this a different... What is happening? Different color? Same color? I don't know. Shop it! Haven't heard that in forever. I've not heard the shop it in forever. Alright. Let's grab this color for the pant. I'm just gonna sort of approximate and fade. Try and not make it the exact same colors as the pants. Dang it. Alright, let's just try it like... I'll just try to do it like this, maybe. There's so much of this. Oh my gosh. Alright. So many layers. So many overlayers. This is why I just want to really rough it in. I don't want to spend too much time trying to perfectly, like, logically get all the layers in here. You know, because that would be kind of insane. Alright. Cool. I'll take it. Tiny bit of Pepe's orange in here, ironically. Okay. We got skin tone here. Go over it a few layers so it doesn't look too gray. Oh shoot, is this not... I need to be locked. No, not... What did I do? Okay. What's... That better? What is wrong here? Oh! I see. How did... Better. There we go. Arknights make you suffer even outside the game. Alright. This piece here. Just gonna grab deep colors. Color here to do that. There we go. No, need something a little darker for that. I'm just gonna color pick the shadow. I haven't even done the rest of the shadow for anyone else, but I don't know. I'm doing it with Lumen for some reason. I feel like this is not the right color. It's not! It is a little too... Okay, that's better. Picked a bad combination that was making it feel very gray. There we go. That's better. Okay. Alright, and we'll get your hair here. And do a lot of paint over there too. And fade with that crazy blue on the underside. Which is kind of what makes it more iconic, huh? Trying to not accidentally paint over your ear either. And let's get that crazy cyan blue. Alright. A little bit of highlight here, and a little bit of, let's do slight highlight up here. I'll make it a little darker. I need to do a lot of paint over because the hair looks too neat, and his hair is a lot more unkempt than this. That works. The room is dark with candles is the only light source. Arknight, I don't even have any candles. Maybe I will use the lighthouse. I don't know anymore. I drew a light source direction, but now I don't know what to do. If I overlay that? Well, of course, Lumen looks like he's completely... That doesn't really work, but... Alright, what if I do it like this? Hang on. What if I just make it like... like a neutral. Does that even make a color? No, that only colors the background. I like this. Oh, well, it would help if I also did his jabot. Yeah, I mean, if I did do a completely different lighting, I could. Oh, wait, duh. This is how you do it. Totally forgetting my basics. That's, like, more or less kind of how you would do it. Obviously, I should pick a better color scheme here, but I can do a lot of different things. That's probably... make that a little cooler. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet with it. You guys are crazy with the rice fields. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know what I'm doing with the color. Or the shading, or the whatever. This is not as nice and soft as the stuff that you guys have shared from other artists. I still have a long way to go. I need to learn how to do, like, more delicacy in colors, I think. Well, I'll color the line art. That'll help, too. But, I don't know. Maybe reduce that a little. I don't know what works for this. Maybe I'll make it a little warmer? Maybe a little warmer. Like, do we want... I did an overhead light because I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like a lot of people would have just made this a white background and not made their life so awfully hard. I'm kind of curious what would happen if I was to do that. If I did... What if I did that? What if I just... You know what? Just for the fun of it, let's try that real quick. Just for the fun of it, what would happen if I did this? I'm gonna have to really rough it out, just because I'm just trying to get a general look. I feel like a lot of people would just do a white background, and I kind of want to see what it would look like. Might not work, but probably easier than trying to outfit what looks like a whole indoor room. I'm just curious. I just want to see what this would do. And then I would see a lot of people and they would do like a... Let me do over here. I just want to see what this would look like. I'm doing it really rough, of course, but... It probably doesn't work for this lighting style, but I'm just experimenting. I'm just seeing what would happen. I did that like a little reduced. And if I maybe took this away, and made this more of like a multiply, and then made this a little bit lighter. I feel like there's a good way to do it, I just don't know how. Is also gonna bother me. I have nothing here. I might have to do a table or something. If I was to force a table in, right? Again, we're still experimenting. There's a nice thing about, you know, not seeing it as being too precious, just seeing what we can get from it. Alright, maybe make that a little darker. Probably be a little further, maybe over here. Yep, that makes more sense. What do we think about that? Kind of bothers me with nothing in the background, but that's a personal pet peeve. That's fair. The reason I said it is because, like, I mean, it doesn't work for everything. It might not work for this. This might just be me being too lazy. It doesn't work for everything, but sometimes you can get away with it. It kind of just depends on, like, what you're trying to achieve here. Well, let me just try to see if I can really quickly make like a wood grain or something, right? I don't know, I feel like the other version was maybe a little too dark and like spooky, especially not even having candles to make it make sense. Like a quick wood grain texture there. We could just make it a colored background, too. We could make it like a... Just out of curiosity, right? What if it was just a gradient? What if it was just like a light gradient, like that? Feels a little bit fuller. You can always do stuff like that. And then... Hmm. Maybe I can, like, combine it a little bit. So I'll do a little bit of white at the top. Just so it's like a gradient, a little bit more interesting looking. And I'm just gonna grab this and reverse it. And then it's a little fuller. A little fuller that way. It's definitely not the way to work. You don't want to be, like, messing up this much of your layout. But does this feel like a little bit more filled? Maybe this is like in the cafeteria or something? Maybe with the right lighting you can make a room with this background color. What do you mean? Let me... What do we have here? Let me get this fading look. With the... Where's the background color here? Ah, it's way down there. Well, no, it'll probably still work if I... Yeah. Maybe an in-between? I'm not sure how I feel about the line. I don't know. Let's do it like that. Try and move where Pepe's tail is. Because I really, really roughly threw this in, right? I was not very careful about it. This is the type of thing where you would be doing a lot of overpaint, though. And you would have done this at a much later time position. Would not recommend doing this in this order. HD depicts the gathering area in Rhodes Island, warm with yellow lights most of the time. So this is, like, similar enough, right? Kind of around there. Looks more filled? I think so. We probably did need the table. We probably really needed the table. Alright. Also, I can't forget that Lumen still has a jabot there. Just grab that real quick. I don't want to draw it on the overlay. Jeez, no. Stop that. Where's Lumen color? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it feels a little fuller, I think. Okay. Good enough. Lumen looks like he's questioning himself if he deserves the birthday cake. I'm not gonna lie, that's exactly the look I was going for. So I'm kind of very happy that you said that. That's kind of exactly the look I was hoping to get. So, mission accomplished, I suppose. Alright, how is this looking? Maybe make it warmer, like maybe a purple. Yeah, I like that. Slightly warmer. Give him a little bit of a blush. I haven't, like, I haven't even gotten his freckles in yet. Where's this lighting from? Jeez. See, this is why you don't want to mess with the layers too much, because now I'm starting to, like, get the lights where they shouldn't be because of these overlays and everything, and now it's like, what am I doing? Okay. I painted on the wrong layer at one point. Good to know. Alright, so now I just have to correct it, I guess, with like an overpaint. Ah! Maybe, like, I don't know how to do that lightly. Still trying to figure out how to do the lighting in general, but that's probably fine. Are his eyes too high? His eyes feel a little high. I guess it's okay. His hair needs to be wilder, though. For sure. His hair is not wild enough. Alright. I don't want to make this, like, a huge... Like, we're gonna spend 1,000,000 years on this thing, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start doing the overpaint. This is basically fine, right? Background color's fine. I might make the table a little darker, or a little different, just so it doesn't look like it's also part of the background. Let's shift the table color. Let's make it... Let's see here. Try and make the table a little different so it stands out as its own thing. Kinda like the lighter look, though. So I'm not really sure. I guess this is fine. Do I want to change it? I don't know. I guess we'll just leave it. I tried darker, and what happens is, it makes you lose where the hands are, because it's, like, enough of a contrast. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll just leave it? See, I tried making it darker. And the hands kind of get lost. See? Tried, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it. Okay. Whatever is here with color is what it is. What we are going to do next is we're going to soften all the line art. So around her hair, for instance, we'll make this a little not pure black. We're just going to make sure that all of the line art is not pure black. As much as we can, anyway. Obviously, it doesn't really matter if the outfit is not the same, but, you know. Just gonna try softening everything around here. And we're not doing it immediately everywhere, because then it just softens the part that is black, so, you know, just enough. That's good. Pepe, Your hands are on the same layer. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Okay. Pepe will do the same thing. Soften the hair. Soften the hands. Basically, I'm making everything mostly warmer. I'm gonna have to change her tail. Her tail does not look like the same color anymore. Make that same. And leave the jacket. Okay. And then same with Lumen. Especially on his skin. Especially like where the freckles are. Probably make that even lighter. I'm gonna have to probably make those more apparent, actually. Is what I would probably end up doing. And then for this, we'll make it a little bluer. You just don't want your line art to remain like pure gray, but if you're not careful, you can accidentally paint it out. Oh shoot, I forgot to do the I need to still color in the spyglass and stuff. Alright. Oh, I'll try to remember to do that. Hair needs work too. Hair has lost the correct color. And this is not too bad, but I can always do it a little bit. Especially on the ends. Cake for sure needs it, but I think we're just gonna be painting over most of it. I think most of the cake just gets painted over. And the happy birthday part I will make stand out more. Don't worry about that. Alright, make the Ankh red, and then, yeah, before we jump in, I need to change Lumen's hair color because I accidentally really killed the color there. So let's do an overlay of a dark blue. Like a slate. Trying to get that color back. And I can change it a little bit, but I can't go drastic with it, you know? That's fine. That's better. Okay. I don't want to forget his little earrings and stuff too, apparently. Okay. Good to know. And go back to Pepe's line art real quick. Add a little bit there, where I missed it before. Alright, making sure I didn't miss anything else. Da-da-da-da-da. I guess not? Okay. Paint over! Paint over. This is when I can hopefully attempt to make everything just look a little bit nicer with the time we have left. I'm not gonna go crazy with it, but if I can just make it look a little nicer, then I would feel a little bit better. And I'm just gonna make sure that this is on... Let's try this one, actually, because this is really thick. Really thick painting. I'm just gonna kind of go over and clean it up, and I'm gonna be really loosey-goose with this, I think. Because we don't have too much time to make it, like, perfect, and I'm just gonna try to do the best I have. So this is not Kuro because I am just trying to get the general idea down. And I'm painting over where there's, like, everything's kind of combined at this point. So, just sort of cleaning this part up. Making that look a little bit neater. Let me get in the spyglass before I forget. I'll probably forget otherwise. It's not even the right color, but... to look at the detail for that later. If you make birthday art for Scotty one day, I guarantee you that I'll have it as my home screen because I like her that much. I will keep that in mind. I don't know how to make, like... I never know how much work to put into the birthday pieces. I feel like a lot of people do them ahead of time and, like, have them ready to go. And I'm just trying to, like, get what I can done on stream. As you can see, I'm just kind of going over this and polishing it a tad, cleaning it up a tad. Can't really afford to go super crazy with it today. But I do want to sort of get some of my color back, because I think I went a little too intense on the overlay for Lumen in particular. I think he lost some of his base main colors here. He doesn't have that blue tone to everything that he should. Even with the lighting, it probably shouldn't affect it, like, entirely, you know? Maybe it would. I'm not really sure. Still learning to get better at light and color. I probably should have done like a watercolor look for these guys. It might have worked easier. No, don't want to draw that in basically... Hang on. I want to make that light and not look super gray. Alright, how's that so far? Well, better. Big changes right there, right? Big changes there. That's why I like doing the overpainting. It really helps us kind of get a better look with what we're trying to achieve. Also, it allows me to work much thinner, which really helps for things like the, you know, all the fleurs and tiny little details like this. I can just kind of go over them again. Make them look a little nicer really quickly. And then not have to put in so much effort with each individual detail, just kind of get a few little highlights here and there. Just to kind of finish it off and make it feel fuller. You know, and then at a glance it kind of looks the way you need it to. Little tricks here and there that really help. Right, because instead of having to paint in the entire spyglass, we just do that. Looks like we just quickly painted it in. So when you're short on time, that can help a lot too. That is one of the reasons I love painting so much and dislike line art, is that you can just sort of, like, really quickly correct your mistakes and not have to worry about it too much, you know? Make this a little bit darker. We go around it. Maybe grab the lighter color. And then this is just north, south, east, west, and then the other two. And I'll make it a little thinner, or rough it out, feeling a little thinner. So it feels like there's more detail on it than there is. And this is just helpful to feel more accomplished if you're really running low on time for some stuff. Especially if you learn how to do contrast correctly. That makes a huge difference too. Alright, and then there's like a little fold here where it's coming off, and then we'll add a little bit of shadow. I guess that's the whole shirt. This has such free run vibes to me. Alright. Paint out that. And then there's also, like, some really small details here where it's kind of textured for the fins. And you just go over it really quickly, and it'll feel more textured. Alright. I feel like Lumen is actually almost done. You just need to add more of his hair strands that look a little more unkempt. And I say that lovingly. Alright, where's this part? It's kind of a darker piece here. Kind of goes over and repeats here as well. Kind of gotta make sure that I have the points of these, of this jabot, because the points are kind of what gives it its fin-like look. So I really want to make sure I'm capturing that too. And then sort of painting it over if it doesn't quite feel right. Better. Is what we have so far. Big changes. Alright. We'll add a little bit of the hair highlights here as well. Make that a little more apparent, I think. And then we can go a little crazier with the hair. Doing rough hair strands like this can really help finish off a piece. Just sort of makes it feel more full. I haven't quite figured out how to do it best, but I started doing it recently and it really does help. Because it makes the hair feel a little bit wilder, which makes it in turn feel more natural. You can't use it for everything, because it doesn't work for every application, you know, every service of every character you need. But if you can get it to work, then it's quite helpful. You know, some stuff has to be a little cleaner than that. You can't just add hair willy-nilly wherever you need to. But if you have the opportunity to play with it, then you can. And also, we're not going to make any more background changes, because if you can see here, I'm actually color picking the background at this point. So this is full-on overpaint at this point. I'm not changing anything design-wise from here on out. If the background color doesn't work, then so be it, because we're kind of at the point of no return. We're gonna add that little shell earring. Yeah, at this point, changes do not get made. I am painting over this entirely. There we go. Very quickly throwing that in. Alright, same with the loose hair here on the front of the face. Trying to not make it go across through the eye here. I also forgot that he has a... Need to add in his eyebrows really quickly. And his hair goes a little bit lower. And you'll see in just a sec when we do the before and after that it makes a really big difference. Kinda don't want to do that. I just want to have a little bit of it here. And a little bit of it up here. Again, make the hair a little wilder if you can. I'm gonna clean up the hoge a little bit. I'm gonna make his hair a little higher as well. Trying to not lose some of that lighting effect that we put in. So, trying to sort of paint around it a little. And making sure his face is sort of easy to make out in silhouette form. Alright, I think that's okay. And let's get a little strand or two here, too. Okay. Before? Or after? Before. Do you see how important that is now? It doesn't even look like the same character. The overpaint, like, changes everything, honestly. Before. After. It's crazy how much it changes. This is one of those situations where you really have to do the, you know, trust the process type of mentality. You have to make sure that you're, like, hitting every element of it. And his loose, unkempt hair is a huge part of his design because, you know, it's kind of indicative of the, like, a little bit of the unsureness, a little bit of the, you know, boy next door type of vibe, right? So, that's kind of huge. And I'm gonna see if I can... His eyes are actually not that detailed, but he does have, like, a little pupil I want to see if I can add in real quick. In white. And I'll grab, like, a warmer color, maybe. See if that... I might actually want to keep it simple, depending on how it looks. He does have an eyelid showing in the official art, but I'm trying to see if it works for this art style or if I want to forgo it. And I might just want to forgo it, depending. Not really sure yet. I'm just going to keep it simple. It's a clearer read that way. And I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to lighten this up a little. Make his freckles a little bit more apparent, but a little bit lighter. And I'll probably also... and it's going all the way across his face, okay. And I'm going to use an airbrush to fade it, so it's not, like, so in the way. And I also want to make sure that the sizes is about right, too. Alright, and then up here, I'm gonna give it a little bit of a fade out so it's not super apparent. There we go. And I think the last... Nope, you know what? I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it as is right now, and then if I need to make changes later, then I can. I might see if, like, the nose needs any extra shading here, possibly. Let's see. But other than that, I think the rest is okay in terms of shading. Tried to make this very slight. That's fine. And I also want to just sort of move this out. I think this was probably just a selection tool error. Okay. Move this in a little bit. And let's fix his ear slightly, because his ear got a little gray. It also kind of lost its shaping here. Alright. It's fine, and then his other ear... I just don't want to look like a flat plane. I'm just gonna grab another color real quick and... trying to see if his ears are, like, evenly spaced enough or not. I think I might paint this a little lower, and of course I can't really change the lines, so I'm gonna have to do this by painting the background out. But that's okay. It's not too much. And we'll grab that darker color. Do like a little bit of this. Maybe continue it a little. Alright, that's a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it gets the point across, so I'm fine with it for the moment. Alright. This is... Oh, last thing I need to do is just add a little bit of shadow to the neck. Otherwise it just looks very, very flat. Otherwise it looks like the neck is just a solid piece. There we go, that's better. Okay. Save this. I'm gonna clean up this just really quickly, because there's not much here. I just need to, make the thumbs show a little bit easier. Not much to do there. And add a little bit of an edge to the plate that got lost. Not easy to do this sideways. But I can make the line art thick, because it's right in front of us. I just have to sort of even it out. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. Let's do the Ankh real quick, actually, because it's sort of right here. Needs to be a little bit more yellow. Alright. More or less. I don't remember what the gemstone colors are from the minigame. That's fine. Still all doing this on one layer, like a crazy person. It's fine. Red, yellow, purple, and one more. Maybe green? Alright, cool. Thank you so much. Alright, let's do... I'm not sure the shade of purple, so we'll just have to forgive me if it's less accurate, but... I'll make this one red. Oh, probably a little deeper. Do something like that. And use really strong highlights to indicate crystals or gems. As opposed to deep blue paint. Alright. We'll do one here as well. We'll make some green ones. Probably make it like an emerald. And get the purple again. Have you read Deep Color's files, or rather, you know, she is an artist in paints just because we told you? Wait, what do you mean? What? I read her operator record. Alright, let's make this lighthouse a little bit more apparent, I guess. Now that we have some working room, now that we're sort of like seeing what goes where. On stream, yeah. It was like one of the last things we did, before closing off the fish arc. Missed it? I'm sorry. Can't even tell if this looks anywhere close to the recognizability of gemstones from the minigame, but... Because I'm sure that the minigame gemstones, they're all in, like, basic shapes. Oh well. I'm just trying to fit them so I'm not, like, paying attention to what they were in the event. The minigame is one thing, but there's a wider association with gemstones too, so all good. Okay, that's good to know at least. Then hopefully this works well enough. Alright. Let's add a little bit of texture on the sand here so it's not so plain. I mean, you have to refine them into shapes from a raw form anyway, right? So... and we can just say it's the raw form of it. You know, you didn't like Fish Arc, but don't worry, we have some arcs that do not feature Eldritchian horrors. That's good to know. That's always helpful. I'm not big on the Eldritch horrors, but I do have to say that I do like Spectre, I do like Deep Color, I do like Mizuki. I haven't, you know, learned anything enough about Mizuki yet, but... read the record. Don't know anything regarding IS. That will be someday. Someday. Alright. Cleaner plate? Much cleaner plate! Oh my gosh, such... much cleaner. Okay. Through the horror, you find some artist and a dancer. Net positive. There you go. It's gonna be really hard to try to make this stand out when Pepe's dark clothes are against it. Trying here. Trying to at least add enough highlights to make it. Make sure it's also not wobbly looking. Alright, a little bit of highlight there. And that kind of makes it a little easier to see what it is. There we go. A little bit of line weight here. There we go. Lighthouse! We're definitely gonna have to redraw the birthday thing, aren't we? We can do that. We're gonna cut this, paste it. I'm guessing white. White probably will show. I'll have to change the hibiscus shading. I didn't make it nice looking either, so... oh wait, this is all just one... okay, hang on, let me just do it this way and then refine from there. Make it a little thicker. And then I think we'll just make like a little bit of an edge. That'll probably help. It doesn't have to be extremely logical, it just has to, like, be legible for you to glance at it. There's probably better ways I could have done this. For example, using a pre-existing font might have helped. But I think it works enough, as long as we can see it, right? As long as we can see it. I'm official, hello, hello! We'll just do something like this. I think it'll work. Look, as long as they all appreciate it, that's all I need, right? I certainly did not expect today to be adding 3 operators. Oh, that's an A. Duh. Just trying to more or less get it to the point that it needs to be at. Oh my gosh, okay. Try to use a thicker one here. Really kind of wish I had just used an existing font. Oh well. Is that looking okay, or is it looking really janky? Because I'm kind of thinking it's looking janky. I'm gonna attempt to do this a different way. I'm gonna attempt to do this a different way. Give me a sec. Give me a second here. I might just see if I can grab it from somewhere. This is not easy. Maybe this one? That is not what I clicked. There we go. Letters look great in the cake. Came here a bit ago. It feels like it must have been difficult to make them contrast. I'm trying, but I'm kind of wondering if this is gonna look better. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Ugh. I don't know how to do, like, handwritten cursive stuff. I mean, I know how to do that in general. I just don't know how to do it so it all connects and looks all, coordinated. I'm just seeing what other fonts I have and if there's anything that looks nicer. It feels like not quite where it should be. I don't really have any title cursive, though. Oh, I have this one. Whoa! Let me try rewriting that. So that might look a little bit better? Maybe? That's not gonna be able to, be seen. It's gonna be too thin, isn't it? Let's try this. Maybe that's actually better. Let's try it. Let me rasterize these. Yes. It might just look better this way. Let me just try it real quick. I'm just gonna erase this one real fast. It might just look better. Let's try it. See, the idea that I got for it are these, like, metal things that you stick in the cake. See, that just looks weird. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go with this one. And then you just sort of shove it in there. So it would look like... Let's see here, and then I might see if I can make it a little bit thicker. There we go. And then what I'll try to do here, oh, hang on. What I'll try to do is I'll do a little overlay layer. And I'll try to make it look like it's silver. There we go. Maywa, hello! Oh no! You're gonna tear apart my cake. Baywa, is my cake salvageable? Does it look okay? I was trying to do that thing with the metal letters that you can buy. Let me try to bring back the gemstone here. Probably should also put these in the sand a little bit more. You added necklace to the cake? Of course it looks yummy. I did not! There's nothing related. There's nothing related. Alright, I think I might give it a little overlay so it looks a little nicer. I'll try doing something like that. So the color looks a little more interesting. And we'll do a little bit of that here too. I like that coloring a little bit more. It looks great. Thank you! I have approval from the cake god. That's all I need in my life. There's necklace on the foot of Grandfather. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright, let's see if we can get, a flower over here. Because I just wanted the flower to kind of, sort of look like it's holding up the letters. Doesn't have to exactly look like it, but, you know, something that's not just randomly there. Where is this? Better? Okay, there we go. So it looks like if it has to rest against something, it can. And I can go back to Kuro. There we go. Something like that. I think that looks good. Kind of has like a little bit of a mini rest. I'm not gonna add shading where that would be, but... okay, maybe a little. No, I don't want to add shading. I just want to kind of just have it where it is. It's fine. Maybe I'll make shading if it's, like, across the whole thing, so it's not in the way. Sure, I'll do that. Cute flower like those that came out of the sea. No, it's a lotus! It's supposed to mimic Pepe's lotus. Oh. Alright. I have to make sure that I do everything, overpainting on this layer. Alright. Let's try to get Pepe's overpaint done. And do a little bit here so the thumb does not look so small. It's at an angle. It's not easy. It's, for shortening. Good enough. Yes, yes, I get it, Star. It is supposed to mimic a lotus. Oh my gosh. Also, thank you, Vessa. I appreciate it. Alright, let's use this same color that Lumen had, I think, for this. I think that when I'm done, I'm just gonna want to, like, slap a quick, quick contrast map over it. I think, like, Lumen in particular probably still needs more contrast. Probably means everyone does. Alright, this is probably what the lighting was supposed to be doing. I just slightly died trying to figure it out, that's all. Alright, I need to get the actual color of Pepe's gold here. I can make the lighter highlight area. Because right now it's leaning a little too orange. Alright. Are these... Oh, these are particular. Okay. We got a second lotus. See if we can do this one faster. Just gonna try to speed up a little bit and try to get the general shape of the lotus. We still have to do deep color. Well, deep color actually probably doesn't need too much going on. I do want to fix Pepe's face a little bit. You can clearly see I'm going over things like a madwoman. Alright, make this a little bit darker so we can get her shadow. I think this is covered. I think her hair is covered on this side. Not really sure. We'll try to, like, even it out a little. Alright. See if I can get that to shuffle enough. Alright. Where's the light coming from? That's a great question. At this point, I basically have it overhead because I could not figure out what I was doing. So it's like, it's not the most accurate lighting in the world, but it's like, I just kind of wanted it to, feel, enough. I don't know. We'll add a little bit more, more area to her hand here. There we go. Gotta say, I love how you drew Lumen. His cheeks look very kissable. Well, I appreciate that, Nameless, thank you. Also, Bittinger, hello, welcome in, welcome in. I guess there's like a little detail here. You can sort of approximate it. Is it on both sides? I guess it is, okay. I'm just kind of approximating the shape, which I also forgot was also up here. We'll just do that. Make it more or less even. I really need to make more emotes, otherwise everyone's just gonna think that Prism is default stupid. Why are you not- oh, come on. Please. Hello, please work. There we go. Alright, Janu. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hopefully I can try to get this- I'm trying to go as fast as I can on this, but thank you. Wishing you well. Thank you for stopping in. Alright. This tail needs to be much different color for a highlight. Actually, wait, let me just grab this. That helps. Let me just do that. So it doesn't look like the wrong color entirely. Alright. Is this the face of mercy? I think not, lol. Oh my gosh. Also, what the heck? Oh gosh. I'm sorry, Twitch. For some reason, chat just did not update on my end until just now. Why? Why does this happen? I hope you guys are doing well. My apologies for things not loading properly. There we go. Bite the Twitch? No! Because the purple app is a pain in the neck, mostly. I mean, you're more than welcome to be here on the YouTube side. I say here, but I'm not on either. You're more than welcome to be on the YouTube side if you want. It's completely up to you. Alright. Let's try to do the little headband thing here. Trying to see if I can get any little bit of shadow and highlight for that. Not much. Kind of struggling here. I'm trying to not zoom in because by not zooming in, then I'm just, getting the important bits in. Just the parts that matter. There we go. Okay. Astral projection. Alright. Let's see if we need to fix any of her eye shape here. Maybe just a tiny bit. I don't know. Maybe? Maybe a little bit? Alright, I'll zoom in just for the shape of the eye, because that's kind of apparent. In order to get the starry eyes, they kind of have to sharply look like starry eyes. So I'll zoom in for that. There we go, that helps. Helps communicate if you can actually see what the shape is supposed to be. Kind of makes a difference, I think. And we'll sharpen up her eyelashes as well. I'm just trying to make sure that her eyes read, because the eyes are, like, very important on any character. So, clarity on that, I will put a little bit of time into. That's pretty important, I think. Lumen was a little easier. Pepe's eyes are a little fuller. Still not going crazy on the detail, just enough to make that difference. And round out her face a little bit more. Or not round it out, but smooth it out. I think she's almost set. I'll clean up her chest area a little too. I think she's pretty okay. I want this to show out a little bit more. And this looks to be kind of done in some sort of pattern that I can't really make out. Oh, I don't know, I guess I'll do like a little bit of marks here just to show that there's a shape there. Kind of hard with that contrast level. Alright, I need to zoom in on this, because I can't tell what this is at all, actually. Alright, Sucko, have a good rest of your night. Thank you so much. I can't tell what this is, to be honest. And there's not enough contrast, either. Wait, what is this? Alright. I think it's supposed to have some sort of pattern, but I can't really make it out right now. Probably supposed to look a lot more elegant than how I'm doing it, though. So I did this on the wrong side. Kami shows it painted above. I guess that would make sense. Alright, I guess that's it. Alright, and then her hair here. Shadows and folds. Alright. Pepe is pretty much done. Just need to sort of shift, make this look a little nicer from our overpainting of the background itself. It's a little uneven. Let me just try to even it up just a tad. All right. I feel like this is not right. I feel like this needs to be, like, over up here. Like, that makes more sense, lighting-wise. Kinda hard to tell. And then, let me just make her mouth a little bit cleaner. That's another thing that really stands out if you don't do it right. Alright, make that clean enough. Might give a blush to her as well. There we go. I might just leave it like that. Yeah. I think that works. Oh, last thing, really quick, because it's eyes. Always helpful to do with eyes. A lot more lively that way. Okay. I'm gonna call Pepe's done for now. And then deep color. Come on. Work with me here. Did I forget anything else? I don't think so. Alright. Deep color about here. Alright. Deep color is going to be a little tricky because of the patterning here. And then the patterning is erased here. I guess a little bit darker. I don't know if this thing goes, like, all the way around or what, but we're just gonna make it look like a little tentacle dude. I don't know where it's supposed to go in relation to the sleeve, but, it kind of just seems like it's stuck on there like a patch. Thankfully, I don't think Deep Color has too much to worry about design-wise. Or cleanup-wise, either. I think she's pretty okay for the most part. Just gonna give a little bit of the tentacles here a little bit more attention. Anything with eyes, you always want to make sure is somewhat even. Because, you know, first thing you look at is the eyes. And yeah, it's flipped over, but oh well. It's okay. Alright. I'm gonna grab her reference here, just so I have it. She's got the little patch on her jacket that does show up in the, does show up in the sprite, so make sure that's in there. And I don't really have room for the whole design, so we're just gonna get the idea down. We're gonna enlarge her jacket a little so that the top of the lighthouse can show. Look at that! This is how you get rid of tangents. Remember I was talking about how irritating that looked, like, a few hours ago? That's how you get rid of the tangents. I knew I had wanted to change that from the start. And it just needs a little paint over, and now we can see the lighthouse! Look at that! Make this stick out a little bit too, so we can break up all the shapes. Never heard you talk about tangents. Do you like them? Vessa's trolling me hard right now. I've been checking out Deep Color, kinda sad. Her bioluminescence only comes through her E2. Oh? She did save us during Fish Arc, like, so many times. Alright, I'm not gonna go crazy with this whole mess. I really don't think there's too much that needs to be fixed there. I'll add, like, tiny bits, but I'm not really gonna mess with that. It's not gonna be perfect, because that's just a very annoying pattern. But I think we have it for the most part. I think it's okay. In her E2, she gains glowy dark blue lights, but then it's not on the chibi, is it? Shoot. I need a lighter color here. Oh, I have the intense brush. I need the softer one. There we go. That's a little better. Would we peak if the chibi could adapt to the artwork? I know, right? I understand it would be like a lot more work, but there's some cases where it feels like it's really necessary. I'm sure you guys have been saying that for years on end. Forgot this for color. Alright, this needs to be much darker. Let me use the soft brush for this. I'm probably definitely gonna hit this with a quick contrast tool. I used to think that it was cheating to sort of have to rely on the contrast tools, but you know what? I think whatever doesn't make you insane. Contrast tools being like, it's like a photo filter, basically. Just sort of like pushing what you weren't quite getting on your own, right? Like we kept doing that with the Arknights piece because I'm not good at naturally adding enough contrast on my own. So I'll probably hit it with that, just to wrap this all up. I have a feeling HG doesn't read my questionnaire answers. I wonder if, like, anyone does. Like, in general, right? Do I want to do that? Like, I think about that a lot. I'm like, does it matter if I answer this? I'll just do a little bit here. Make it stand out a little. Here we go. It's okay if you see that I'm, like, going out of the line here, because, it's specifically designed so that I'll be cropping it all at the end. I understand taking a few shortcuts. Besides, we aren't in a drawing contest right now. Cheat to your heart's content. Even in a drawing contest, they don't care. If it's, like, if digital stuff is allowed, I mean, come on. It's not like it's AI. Oh, gosh. I'm saying that because there's some drawing contests where people have been submitting AI stuff, and it's like, oh my god. They try to get away with it. Thankfully, most of the time they can get, you know, thrown out. Let's make that a little darker. Come on. There. Come on. There we go. There we go. Star Chain's Law. As the time of a chatting art stream continues, the chance of mentioning AI art becomes 1. Sorry. Oh. Alright. Pretty much means that we need to get this finished, huh? You know, this is not pretty, bleh. Not bad for the fact that we got like 3 characters in here. Much cleaner, much easier to see. Alright, and now her hair. And then we'll just polish this real quick. You notice that we did like a ton of little different cheats and tricks to sort of make it feel like we did like, how do I explain it? We chose the direction that would make this the most appealing for the amount of time that we had. I think there's something to be said for that. Alright. Her hair's gonna need the most work, but we can do it. And grab her eyes here from Pepe's color. This overpainting is not always the most smart way to go about doing the painting. Sometimes you want to have things on a more separate layer so that it's easier to paint around. But I think for what we're doing, it's okay. Not being super accurate with her hair color at this point. I'm kind of just painting in what I can for the shapes I'm seeing. Should probably move over to a softer brush in just a sec, but I want to get some of these larger shapes in. Alright, we're gonna have to get her glasses in as well. I just realized her glasses float. Huh. They float. Just now realizing that. They do not have rims, they float. Alright, this is almost there. Alright, let's get our blendier brush. Maybe they're painted on? Maybe. Wouldn't shock me, I guess. This goes back further. It needs to sit on her head a little bit better. So, time zone wise, this is for tomorrow, right? Is this for today or tomorrow? To make sure I have this right. In terms of posting. I think I saw that it was, I think I saw it was tomorrow. I think? Okay. Cool. Then I'll be right on time. I know Nami's posting early because, different time zone. Well, early, you know, depending on where you are, but... This part here. There, that sends it back a little nicer. Can't really overpaint it much here, but that's okay. It's a little bit stuck, I think. Alright, let's make it go down a little bit more. If I can. Whatever I can move. Downside to painting over the layers like this, you can't really move them. I mean, you can move the whole canvas if you just paint the whole thing flat. Which you normally would. Alright. I think I want to warm her face up a little bit. It's feeling a little ashy. That's better. I always come back to the second monitor when you start flipping. I try not to do it too much. Alright. Lizard brain likes motion. As long as it's not in the speed paint. Alright. I still wish that Clip Studio would have a higher resolution speed paint. They don't, and it bothers me. And the reason I'm specifying that is because if they did, then I wouldn't have to, I wouldn't feel like I was tempted by other programs where it shows you all the flipping, and it's probably really exhausting and hard to look at. So I don't use it. I mean, it's fine in real time, it's not fine when it's jarring in a speed paint itself, you know? I still think I want to make her, I want to make the bottom a little bit warmer too. Oh, that's much better. That's much better. Feels a little more alive that way. And then, these don't really have rims, but I kind of need to, or separation, I guess. I kind of need to add something so that they stand out from the background a little. Probably did paint these, honestly. Let me add the more intense highlight here. And then we'll try to blend that a little nicer. Hopefully that doesn't look too Pinocchio-ish. Move it aside a little bit. Trying to make it delicate, but I don't have too much room to work with. Might might just add a little bit of a shadow just so you can see something here. Maybe I just need to make it really bright. They do kind of look like paint dots. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna make it less pointy. You can see that she has her nose there. I don't need to make it, like, super obtrusive. That's fine. Okay. Last thing I'll do here is fix any flooring issue. That's okay. Alright. I do kind of want to take this whole paint over here, and I'm just gonna grab everything with deep color. This is gonna get really... I'm sure this is not gonna be happy. Okay, and not include those. I feel like her hat is just a little too high. See if I can fix it, or if it's just gonna freak out. Nope, it's okay. I'm surprised, actually. I guess I was able to grab the right layers for it. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. A little less intense. A little less overdone. Move that tiny bit there. Yeah. That feels better. More proportional to her. What if I try moving the face up? Does that work or no? Oh, shoot. Doesn't work if I don't have the right layers. You know what? That's fine. I'm not gonna mess with it. It's all good. I'm trying to think if maybe her face is just a tad too dark compared to everyone else. I'm gonna try this. It might not work, but I'm just, you know, throwing it out there. Might as well. It doesn't really make much of a difference, does it? Oh, a little bit. I kind of just don't want her to, like, be off compared to everyone else. I think it's okay. Alright. And then, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make a new layer. We're going to do merge visible to new. And I'm gonna see how this looks, and if it doesn't look good, it's fine. But we'll do it like this. We'll do... we'll first do layer, correction, levels. See if that helps at all. This is basically what I meant when I said, like, filters and such. So it's kind of hard for me to tell. And sometimes I have to go from, like, monitor to see. If that's, like, better or worse. I think that's okay. And then next I'm going to do layer, correction, gradient. And let's try... This kind of unifies all the colors together. This is, like, it's taking the light and the dark, and it's assigning them different colors. So what I will do here... It's actually probably be the best one. Set this to color, and then set that to 20%. Make it really subtle. Sometimes it doesn't work. It's basically like putting an Instagram filter on things, you know? And depending on which way you colored things, it can be too much. So I'm just testing out any of them, seeing if they work or not. Or seeing if they look a little too vintagey. It might not work, but it's always worth playing with. See if any of these are good. Something a little bit warmer. doesn't always work. But sometimes what it does is it can help unify the piece. But if your colors are too different, then sometimes it just feels off. You can also lessen it too, if you just want it a tiny bit. That's fine. I think I want to add like a quick overlay to everything too. Kind of bring some of that blue back, and then see if I like this or if it's absolute garbage. We're gonna do this again. Merge select, oh, not merge selected. Merge visible to new again. The turquoise is a deep color and the blue of lumen tend to clash with the filtering. Yeah, it can, for sure. So let's try doing this again. Let's try to do tonal level. And I'm going pretty intense because I can always reduce it if it's too much. And I think let me throw these all into a folder real quick. This is what it was before and after, so it kind of warms it a little bit, punches the colors a little bit. And I think I'm going to add a little bit more blue where lumen is, so we don't lose it. Sort of punch it back in. It's kind of hard because the lighting is kind of fighting him, you know? But I think this helps keep it a little bit. And I think the last thing I want to do is kind of more of a style choice. But I want to see if this kind of helps us. This might work, might not, but I want to try it. We're going to do this to start. Just going to see how this looks. Also part of it. Might have missed an area here. And let's reduce this a little. Alright. So by doing that, we kind of separate everybody and make it a little easier to see everyone. Just do it a little bit less. little bit of a trick if everyone's like kind of further away. Alright. With that, I feel like we're pretty much done, right? I can't really think of anything else that I would need to do for this. We did all of our... See if I need to add a little bit more to the sleeve, maybe? Sure, why not? Quick 3-second change. Put it back where it was. Sure. And then we're gonna save this. I'm gonna go all the way back to the very beginning. Come on. Alright, all the way back here. We're going to grab this thing. Selection, create selection. Save this. It's getting a little heavy. Edit and crop. Alright, there we go. A little tiny bit that I missed here. There we go. Full painting. We are done. Stir, delete the Pepe snooter? What? Okay. You mean just like reduce the visual of it? Reduce the color? Make it smaller? Harder to see? Like that? Let me dress Pepe without a nose. Alright, I'll make it like really subtle. How about that? Oh, wait, you know what? I'll just do it like this. Hang on. We'll just do the highlight, maybe? Invisible snooter. It will just do the highlight. Does that feel weird? It kind of feels weird to me. Nice middle ground. I guess that works, right? Does this work? I don't know anymore. Nami's actually pure anti-nose. What if I did it the other way? Is that... Alright, let's do a little bit of both. Push that to the side, just there's like something that shows a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I guess this works as a compromise? Feels a little strange. Noses are so hit or miss in art. It's kind of crazy, because it's like a singular line, right? It's kind of wild. That it causes so much controversy, and yet it's such a small portion of it. Alright, you know what? I'm not gonna... Alright, I'm just gonna fuss over one tiny last thing. Because I noticed it, so... The rest of the table being more... Okay, there we go. I think the rest is probably fine. I'm just cleaning up anything that's, like, mark making. I think we're basically good there. Nose war has begun. It's your art, it should represent you? So, yeah. Alright, let me see here. I mean, I'll make it lighter, that's fine. That's just a matter of you forgot to color it off. But... Alright, what does it look like if I just make it higher? I might just do that. And I think I'll just reduce the color, because I need to do that anyway. I forgot I didn't, do it as well here. There we go. We'll just make it really, really slight. Make the back of the ear here so that people don't think I forgot. Yeah, I'll take it. Nosy Pepe. Star is very pro having a nose team. I think for the most part it helps. I still like the basic anime style. I'll still keep it really tiny and simple, but for the most part, yeah. Alright. I'm forgetting my basic anatomy here. You make that not to look too big in comparison. Better. Better, more balanced. We take it. Okay. I know it has to be this way or the art just doesn't make sense, but I think it's kind of funny. Dr. Starlight's handing them the cake backwards. What do you mean backwards? It's not... Okay. I know what you're thinking. If I had had the letters, like, fully face forward, then it would seem silly. But that's why I kind of have it tilted to the side, so that it could kind of work, like, either way, more or less, you know? So it's like, the audience can still read it, and it's, like, you know, legible enough that it's to their side, you know? It's not one way or the other. They can still see it. I created issues. It's fine. It's fine. I think we're good. I think we're good as is. Alright, last little test that I'll do, just because I want to test this. I want to see what happens. Yeah, do I want this or no? Maybe not. Seeing if it's worth trying to warm it up or no. That's a little bit of warmth to the piece. Not bad. I think this needs to be a little bluer. Or desaturated. I feel like this just needs to be a little gray or bluer. A little too warm. That is still very warm. Alright, let's try this. You know what? It's fine. The light would probably catch more or less that way anyway. I just wanted to make it, like, less saturated. Oh well. It's fine. Spins it too hard, Lotus Flower flies off and smacks Lumen in the face. Just gonna set the cake down on the table and spin it to reveal to them fully. It still makes sense, it's fine. There you go. There you go. Alright, you know what? We're calling it. I can't keep futzing with it. Because I'm surprised Vetsa's not already yelling at me for that. Alright. I think it's still fine. I feel like there's always something that you can improve on these things, but you know what? We did this in a stream. We did a full colored, painted character piece in one stream, and I think that's good. I think that is a... I think we're able to figure things out. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Alright, we can post this tomorrow. That'll be fun. Alrighty. We're gonna call it there. It is later than I thought. That's okay. But hey, you know, we learned a lot. We got to do a lot of work on this piece, so it's all good. Alrighty. We are going to have our next stream on Saturday, and I am going to be returning to the mountains. Oh, that should be fun. Alright. Thank you so much, Stargazers. If you're new here, definitely consider joining our Discord, where we have an Arknights channel. Please mind the spoilers. Please make sure to use spoiler threads if you want to talk about anything past Act 1, or related to the mountain arc. The, snow arc? I shouldn't say mountain arc, that's gonna have a whole different connotation. And thank you so much, Stargazers. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world, or the many worlds beyond. And well, all the best, and thank you so much.